they tend to look the two sides of the stories and weigh things there, and then resolve if there's any issues with them. So those two, what's keeping me staying with RAS, those two are the best things that I've encountered with them and still experiencing right now.
Hey, welcome to Loan Officer Growth Podcast. We are here today with Gerard and Kim out of the Philippines. How are you guys doing?
Very good.
Great.
Good.
Yes. How are you, Richard?
Oh, doing great. Thank you.
That's awesome. And well, anyway, again, Kim, thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, guys, for everyone's information, Kim Carlo had been a mortgage virtual assistant since 2018. And I can't, thank him enough for showing up today and, to give insights as to what a mortgage virtual assistant, does for mortgage lenders and why does he love working here at Remote Assistant Scout.
Yeah, of course. Yes, absolutely.
So Kim, yeah, go ahead, Richard.
I was just going to say that's awesome. It's great to have you with us, Kim, and we're looking forward to hearing your experiences and all the great things that you've done. So it's been since 2018, right?
Yes.
You've been helping mortgage loan officers. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Kim, can you just give us a background as to what you do prior to, working as a mortgage virtual assistant and what prompted you to, to jump and transition into this industry?
Actually, I was working home based that time as well, but that time I was working as an ISA, so I work with realtors back then, and competition is kind of tough there. And I was just searching Facebook back then, and I found out a posting about something about looking for a mortgage assistant by RAS. So I did apply, and voila, here I am working 7 years with you guys and still happy.
Mm-hmm. All right. So ISA, so guys, that is like an inside sales agent. And what you do there, I believe, is, to do some outbound calling or
Yes.
cold calling.
Yeah,
Is that right?
you do outbound callings there. You call random people, asking if they wanted to sell their property. Sometimes you call foreclosure leads, all about properties, like for sale by owners, something like that.
So exclusively just, on the real estate side.
Yeah, on the real estate side.
Okay. So in 2018, you transitioned from real estate into the mortgage industry. And I believe you worked with, one of our colleagues before, one of our, client or lender clients. So, and right now you're still working as a mortgage virtual assistant, right? So it's been what, 6 years or 7?
It's been 6 years already.
6 to 7 years. Okay. All right. So can you detail or give us an outline as to what your daily activities are, or basically what are your tasks and responsibilities for your previous, or current mortgage lender clients?
Yes, of course. Well, first of all, you got to report to them every day and end of the day as well. That's what you do. And basically everything under the sun, whatever you can do to at least give them leverage and make their money-making activities on their focus. So one of the most most important role that I have with them is, of course, doing phone calls that were very particular. Floors hammers, of course, setting appointments for them, because that brings business to these people. So those are the things that I do, and calendar management as well, in which I check their calendar, at least remind them if they have any appointments within that day or if they miss any appointments yesterday. So that's one of the tasks, and lead management as well. Check out the leads if they're still good, still bankable or whatnot, and then put them on another side if they're not. And then basically anything under the sun. Sometimes I do reservations for their hotels. Sometimes I do restaurant reservations, specifically when they're meeting with their clients. And Sometimes I do bookkeeping as well because some of the clients they're really trusted you. So if you're a pretty good employee, if you're trustworthy person, they would definitely trust you, and more opportunities would be open.
Wow, that's very broad. But I just want to go back into, the Thor's hammer thing because, this is like 99% of our clients are really looking for, a virtual assistant to cover this for them. So based on your history or your statistics, what is the highest number of appointments that you've made like per week, let's say?
Um, the highest that I made is like 4 appointments to 6 appointments a day, and then per week maybe like 27 something,
Per
something
week.
like that. Yes.
So these
So
are
that's
these are appointments with real estate agents for the loan
Right.
officer. Okay.
Right. Yep. These are appointments with real estate agents.
And it's a reality that, not every day is a good day, right? So have you
course.
ever encountered having 0 appointments per day?
Of course, yes, that
Just
happens.
person setting.
Because Thor's hammer is a process. That's the always thing that I always remind to every client before I go to work with them. It is a process. First touch to this realtors, you may get yes or no. But if you follow the strategic pattern, the strategic plan of Thor's hammer, you will surely get a pretty good result.
Mhm.
Yep. So yeah.
So it is really incredible to me that you've been doing this for 6 years, and I've encountered or did Thor's hammer before, so I know exactly how tedious it is and how difficult it is sometimes, especially that you're handling or encountering objections on a daily basis. So how do you typically handle this, Kim? How do you get going? And why are you still doing this for, that you have done
Well,
for quite some time considering?
yeah, well, the key is, as I said earlier, Thor's hammer is a process. So when you touch base into someone for the first time, of course you're a stranger to them. It's more in how you build relationship with these guys during the first time of a phone call, because you're gonna call them the next week and the next week and the
Right.
next week until they say yes. So if you get disappointed on the first touch, then you're gonna fail all the way through the project. So all you need to do is just think, this is just the first time, this is just the first hello. I'm gonna talk to you next time and I'll get that yes. So that's what keep me motivating every day.
Well, that's a great attitude, Richard, right? Because, I've encountered, or talked to a lot of virtual assistants who just easily give up.
Right.
And his mindset here is kind of like set into this is normal, this is happening, I'm just going to get you next
Right.
time.
Right. Because as I said, it's a process. You touch base with them first, second, third, because we're supposed to be calling them 12 weeks straight. And believe me, with that 12 weeks straight, you will get a pretty good results. You'll just be surprised that this realtor who said no to you first week will said yes to you already in 6 week. Very happy when they're meeting with your client.
Wonderful,
Right.
wonderful.
I think they really appreciate the consistency and the persistence. It kind of shows them what type of person you are and what type of person the loan officer is.
Yeah. Plus, you'll be able to build friends with them as well.
Right.
Sometimes when I do call them, say on the 7th week already, they would say, "Oh, so you're the guy again," and you'll end up friends already. Sometimes you'll be able to add them through Facebook, and then it's just a pretty fun work if you're just positive and thinking, not thinking every day that you're gonna know.
Right.
And you also mentioned about lead management. So are we just talking about the current leads that, your mortgage lender client has, or are we talking about the past client database or the present leads that's coming in?
Yeah. When it comes to lead management, I do take care of the past client database as well, in which we touch base to past clients, ask them if they have any mortgage questions or if they're interested in refinancing or whatnot. If there's anything connected to mortgage that we can help. So that helps keep them warm. That helps keep the business going just in case. And that helps keep the client, my client, which you're working, to be on top of mind of those people they work with. So that's one of a pretty good practices that I have learned from RAS.
Exactly. So when you started, and I just want to go back into your transition from real estate to, being a mortgage virtual assistant. So where did you get all of this idea? Were you trained by Remote Assistant Scout?
Yes, of
Or,
course. Yeah, I was trained by you guys. I received a lot of modules, and then vet agents before. I watched them through share screen and learned the ins and outs of the
Mhm.
work. And as time goes by, you become a vet yourself, and you'll be able to get a hang of it, and then you'll be performing like natural.
Well, that's the thing, Richard, because here at Remote Assistant Scout, we also help, the virtual assistants that we are hiring to transition from whatever industry that they're from into being a mortgage virtual assistant. So at least everything is a smooth process. And part of it is, training them with the Force Hammer, with the DSP or the daily success plan, literally all done for you. So you as a client, all you have to do is just, wait for your virtual assistant start date. And whenever the virtual assistant starts their day during their start week, they're good to go for you. So.
Right, right.
Yep, that's excellent.
Mm-hmm. And one of the typical questions, though, or the frequently asked questions, Richard, is my virtual assistant going to work during my operational hours? So, Kim, can you tell us what is your daily routine? What time do you work? What time do you sleep? And where do you get the time to do some recreational activities?
Well, I work start of day. My start of day is 11 a.m. EST, and then I go back to bed, which is probably first morning here in the Philippines, like 6 a.m. EST. So, I usually get up to work like I'm awake already like 12 p.m. in the afternoon here. And then by that time, I do have a lot of time, me working out, playing basketball, and then
Mhm.
sometimes giving myself a run, and then come 11 p.m. here in the Philippines, which is 11 p.m. there, EST, I report back to work, and yeah, sends email and check on the things that I left yesterday. So that's my daily routine.
So we are on a reverse.
Right.
Yeah, cycle. Like,
Yeah.
we do our activities perhaps, in the afternoon, our time here in the Philippines, and do the work on a graveyard
Right.
shift.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And I also have have a personal question here, Kim. And of course, this is also in reference to all of the virtual assistants out there who's
Hmm.
wanting to work at Remote Assistant Scout. So
Hmm.
why do you love working here? What it is in our culture
Um,
that, why are you staying?
well, if you're watching this, out of those are virtual assistant out there that are looking for a job, RAS, the best thing in them is they do not hover. What does that mean? It means that they do not micromanage you. Say for example, if you're already been hired by a client of yours, they let you guys talk to your client directly. Unlike with any other agencies out there, they still micromanage you. Then you get confused which is which to follow the instructions, because sometimes there's a conflict between your agency giving you some instructions and your direct client giving you some instructions. So that creates a lot of confusion. Number two is they are pro employee, because they do not, say for example, if there's an issue, they do not just look one side of the story. Say if it's a client, they do not just tend and be biased with them. They tend to look the two sides of the stories and weigh things there, and then resolve if there's any issues with them. So those two, what's keeping me staying with RAS, those two are the best things that I've encountered with them and still experiencing right now.
Well, thank you for that. And yes, literally, Kim can just find better opportunities there with better offers because of his caliber and because of his past experiences in terms of, doing the cold calling, appointment setting, which is kind of like high demand right now. and he's still with us, with Remote Assistant Scout. And I thank you for your loyalty. So, Richard, do you have additional questions for Kim?
Yeah, it's really, I guess you're saying you're managed by results, right? You get the results that are needed, so there's no use to micromanage at all.
Right.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
All right. Well, anyway, so thank you, Kim, for your time today. And
Of course.
For everybody who's watching right now, if you're a mortgage lender looking to hire a virtual assistant, you can just head over to www.remoteassistantscout.com. The link will be down below. And you can just click on it and sign up for your free and no obligation virtual assistant strategy call. And for all of the virtual assistant applicants out there who's looking for better opportunities with better rates and better work environment, you can just check our page for all of the open positions, and just follow the application instructions there, and we're good to go. And we're looking forward to speaking with you. Thank you so much, guys, for your time today. Thank you, Kim,
Thank you, guys.
much. And
Thank you
Richard,
for being on. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Gerard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.